Today, the Star newspaper reporting that the city of Johannesburg is falling apart. The newspaper says many ward councillors and residents are complaining about potholes, water leaks, power outages, illegal businesses, dumping and informal settlements, with what appears to be little done by city authorities. There are claims that the City of Johannesburg's Road Agency asphalt plant has run out of tar, which has resulted in thousands of potholes in many areas. What's the true situation? With me now is Genu, who is Head of Department for Infrastructural Development. Mr. Genu, good afternoon to you and welcome. Very simply, has the city run out of tar?
No, that's not correct, Jeremy. I mean, we've been able to source tar from private suppliers. So our own plant, indeed, it's been closed. But that closure has not resulted in us not being able to fix potholes at all.
But the problem is you're not fixing them quick enough, are you?
Look, I think the reasons for us not fixing enough are twofold, Jeremy. Firstly, that there are too many potholes compared to resources that we have internally. Secondly, the rain has not been good or in our favor since we've come back from the Christmas holiday. So between October and the 12th of December last year, we've completed about 68,000 potholes. Since we've come back from the December holidays, the month of January alone, we've completed about 22,000 potholes. But unfortunately, the past 2 weeks, it's been raining almost every day. So that makes it difficult for us to do any work. On the other hand, the potholes are growing every single day. The rain is falling because the network is old. Most of the areas across the city, we do not have adequate storm water. So water and tar or road surface, they don't go hand in hand.
So you would agree with assertions by your critics, often councillors within the city of Johannesburg, that the city is decaying, that it's getting worse, from what I'm hearing you tell me?
What I can agree, Jeremy, is that the road network is falling apart. We've got too many potholes. And the potholes are a symptom of an aging infrastructure. So the root cause is not potholes. The root cause is that the roads require urgent and immediate upgrades. Unfortunately, we do not have adequate budget to reconstruct or resurface all the roads. So the only short-term solution is to do the pothole repairs. So from an engineering point of view, we should not be spending money on potholes because we are not addressing the root cause. But for now, that's what we need to do. So I'm in agreement with the residents. I mean, I drive the roads every single day. There's too many potholes on our road network. For us trying to keep up with the rate at which they're developing is proving to be challenging on rainy days like the past couple of weeks.
So unless you get more money, we're going to see more evidence of potholes. That's what you're telling me, really.
Unless we get adequate or sufficient budget to upgrade the network, we are most likely going to be experiencing potholes, in particular when it's raining, Jeremy.
So what is the cost of upgrading the roads going to be?
Look, at this point in time, depending on the size of the road, you are looking at about 5 million to 10 million per kilometer of a road to upgrade. And depending on the type of upgrade, so we've got two treatments. We can resurface the road, which is basically replacing the tar, or people call it tar, we call it the surfacing. So that's costing about R1 million per kilometer. Some of the roads, they require total reconstruction, so that costs us to about 10 million rand per kilometer. So if you look at our entire network, the last estimate we did was about 30 billion rands to get the entire City of Johannesburg road network into an acceptable level of standard.
So we are no longer a world-class African city, as your advertising payoff line tells us.
Look, I think for me it's very difficult to argue about what the city aspires to be. I think it's a good aspiration to have. But the reality we have now is that for us to get to that point, we need to deal with our infrastructure, which is the backbone of the economy. Of course, we know the reasons why why the city can't afford or government can't afford to upgrade infrastructure. The economy has not been growing. Recently, government is dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. So there are many issues that are putting strain on resources. So that's what's making it challenging for government to ensure that infrastructure has been upgraded.
It's also levels of corruption within city government as well. You forgot that one, didn't you?
I leave that to the politicians, Jeremy, to answer. I think it would be unfair for me to comment on that. I'm an official as well. I think for me, the biggest challenge in my own experience is that we just do not have adequate resources to cover what needs to be done. Both roads and stormwater. There are parts of the city of Johannesburg. If you look at Soweto, Orange Farm, Ivory Park, we've got no stormwater network at all. And that's reasons of the past. And for us to make sure that we are indeed the world-class African city, we need to attend to all of those issues.
Of course, it's not a new problem, isn't it? I'm quoting a Carlos de Rochas, who is a councillor in the Bez Valley area here in Johannesburg. He says he has JRA issues going back as far as 2 years with no possible resolution in sight. This isn't a new problem, is it?
No, well, it's not new at all, Jeremy. I think it's getting obviously worse every day because the infrastructure is old. It's getting old every single day. So if we don't reconstruct the road today, tomorrow it keeps on falling apart. Similar to your vehicle. If you don't maintain or repair the engine of your vehicle every single day you are using it, it's going to start falling apart. In fairness, in all the wards, we've been servicing them. All the councillors, they know that we've been providing services. It's just that there's too many or too much to be done versus what we can do at one given point in time. That I can accept.
Does the city support the involvement of the private sector? Some residents' associations, and again, I'm quoting the Johannesburg Star newspaper, like Norwood, have taken to hiring private contractors to clean and repair pavements, for instance. Do you support that?
I think at this point in time, Jeremy, any assistance that we can get, as long as it's a collaborative assistance to make sure that whatever the residents are proposing is safe for the road users, it's welcome. I think what I can suggest from a GRA point of view is that anyone who has solutions must come and talk to us. What we are concerned about is residents trying to be engineers or trying to do engineering solution that they are not trained to do. That can create a hazard to the road users. So any solution that we can get from the members of the public, we would definitely accommodate it.
I can sense the frustration in your voice, but what I'm also hearing when you say that you'll welcome anything is that to all intent and purposes the city has given up.
Not really, Jeremy. I mean, there's no way that we can give up. Every single day we do our best to try and resolve the problem. I think the biggest challenge we have is that you've got more problems than resources, and that's the reality. So the rate at which we are dealing with the problems then it looks like it's insignificant. But the commitment to deal with the problem is there, that I can give it to you. The biggest challenge we have is that we just do not have enough to deal with the problems.
You know what? I really appreciate the honest assessment that you've given us, Mr. Genu. City officials don't often do that. They try and spin the story. You've told us exactly what the problem is and the frustrations that you are feeling, and I do appreciate that. Sia Genu is the head of Department for Infrastructure Development here in the City of Johannesburg. Just after 1:30 the hour, these are the